You've got your podcast all pre-planned, your topics covered, your format, and even an idea of how long you want it to be. Now it's time to record. In this video, we'll go over how to use Zoom's H2N. The Zoom H series is very popular in the field recording and podcast world. Once you get familiar with this unit, you might want to try out their more higher end products like the H4, H6, and the new H8. Let's start with the basics, powering up and selecting your recording mode.
The H2N runs off two AA batteries, which come in the box, thankfully. To insert the batteries, flip the device onto the opposite side of the screen. You're going to apply a good amount of pressure here to the back plate to open it and reveal the battery slots. Insert them accordingly. The batteries will usually last a few hours, depending on which mode you're running in. You do have the option of plugging it into the wall directly with a mini USB cable, which, however, does not come with the H2N, or using a similarly not included external battery. If you're doing a longer recording or you just don't want to depend on AA batteries, these are great options. Many people love using these external batteries for their cell phones, and I think that this can make it really easy to have power anywhere and not really have to worry about finding an outlet to depend on.
While we are mid this section of our new device, take a look at the very bottom of the unit. You will see a large rectangular flap that reads SDHC. This is the area where you will insert your memory card. The memory cards that fit this device are full-size SD cards. To open the flap, insert a finger into the groove underneath the letters SDHC and open it upwards. You'll see a slot there where you can insert your SD card. There is a very tiny image to let you know which way to insert it, but it's hard to show in this video due to its size. However, if you insert your card and receive resistance, remove the card, flip it over, and it should insert correctly. If you're searching to purchase a card, you do not need to use the description full sized, but I simply mentioned it here to differentiate it from any micro SD cards you may find in your searches.
We've got power, so let's power up. If you're facing the device's screen, rotate the H2 so that you're looking at the side of the device. Towards the bottom, you will see a power symbol. The switch just above the symbol is how you will power on, so simply hold down the button until you see the screen light up. When the device powers on, you may see a pop-up screen that asks you if you'd like to format your memory card. Formatting a memory card deletes all of its existing information and prepares it for the device you're using. We always recommend formatting your SD card when prompted, but only do so knowing that any previously saved things on your SD card will be permanently deleted. If you're concerned about this, we would recommend using a brand new memory card. Again, if you do see this pop-up screen, use the toggle selector switch above the power button. Yes should be highlighted automatically, so simply push the switch into the device to select.
Let's select our best recording mode now. Look at the top of the H2N. You'll see a dial switch with 4 modes. Those modes are labeled 2CH for 2-channel, which activates microphones on the front and back of the device, designed for 2 speakers on opposite sides of the device. XY, which is stereo mode, and would be good for solo speakers directly facing the unit. MS stands for mid-side stereo, which could be good for 2 speakers on the same side of the unit spread out. And 4CH, which stands for 4-channel, which activates microphones all around the device, meaning this would be great if you had more than 2 speakers circling the device.
Let's look over some basic recording options you should know. On the top of the right side of the device, you'll see a menu button. Hit it and use the toggle selector switch below that button to cycle through your options. To select an option, push the toggle selector switch into the device. Once you're in the menu, the third option down is input. So scroll down, select it, and press in on the toggle switch to select input. Then find and select auto gain. If you select for auto gain to be turned off, you will want to control your levels manually with the mic gain control knob below the toggle switch. We believe that this is an advanced feature and do not recommend it for new users. If you're going to pick an auto gain setting, we think your best bet would be solo in most of the interview settings that you will likely be in. This setting will help keep you from peaking and ultimately getting distorted or bad sounding audio. It is, however, always smart to do some tests for your own voice as well as the interviewee, and you can do that by looking at the on-screen display showing the VU meter, which we'll cover momentarily. If at any time you get lost in the menu screen, you can hit the menu button until you're back to the main screen, and if you're really lost, we recommend just powering down and powering back up.
Let's learn to read the VU meter on screen. Your VU meter is very prominent on your main screen. It's one of the first things you will see when powering up. You will watch the meter move as you talk. This is called your level. You will see the numbers go from -48 to 0. These are your decibels. Decibels are quite simply how sound is measured. You generally want to aim for your loudest volume to be just below 0. Typically recommended around -6 decibels, because once you start hitting 0, your audio can start peaking. Peaking will cause distortion, which ultimately will make your recording sound bad. There is a manual control for your input volume, better known as gain, but this would only be for advanced users. However, as we previously suggested and walked you through, we've selected an auto gain setting to ensure that you don't have to worry about this. Though, we would recommend ensuring that both you and your guest have some semblance of control of the volume of your own voice, as any sudden, incredibly loud noises may still cause a moment of peaking.
Now we're ready to record. At the bottom of the front side of the device, you will see a large button with a red dot on it. This is your record button, and as soon as you press it, you'll be recording. Here's one pro tip you should always keep in mind before doing any sort of recording. Once you've hit record, you should wait at least 5 seconds before speaking. This technique is referred to as pre-roll, and this will ensure that none of your content is cut off and provides you breathing room if you decide to edit the show. This is also worth remembering if you have any mid-recording errors and want to do a do-over. Give yourself a few seconds before beginning to talk again to make it easier to edit the show.
If you'd like to hear what you created, this is how you play back your recordings on your device. Your H2N can store multiple recordings onto the device, as many as can fit on your memory card actually. If you want to listen to these recordings, the same toggle switch you used for the menu will be used for playback and sorting through the recordings on your device. Simply push in the toggle switch to play the file you've recorded. If you have recorded multiple files, you can flip between the recording by pushing the toggle switch up or down to change the files. Then push the toggle switch in to play the file. If you hold the toggle switch down during playback, you will rewind it. And if you hold the toggle switch up, it will fast forward. You pause by pushing the toggle switch back in.
Once you know you're complete, you can now power the device off and remove your SD card if you're planning to edit it on a computer or to upload it. But we'll be going over that in way more detail in our next video in this series. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.